All right, guys, I have a story to tell you. Let me get in. Let me get in here and get situated. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back, Amangandang Amaga, to my Filipino people. How you guys doing? Oh wow, look at this, guys. Mosquitoes. The malok is out. I don't know what happened. My camera stopped for a second, but the mosquitoes are out. Lamok, that's what it's called. Mosquitoes are lamok. The lamok are out in full force. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Ugh. Guys, let me turn this off. Okay, it's my GoPro, or not my GoPro, my Osmo. This right here. That's what I use to record certain things right here. Go ahead and turn it off. So guys, I don't like, I don't like complaining about America, okay? I mean, I love the US. Of course. I mean, I was born here, I live here. I'm always love the US. But sometimes there's things and situations here that it doesn't make any sense. Like, you will, if you've never been to the US and you're just so ready to come here, guys, I'm telling you, you better be prepared for people. You just be prepared for rude people, okay? There are some people will be rude for no reason, have an attitude with you for no reason, and they don't even know you, okay? They may have their own reason or agenda why they're acting a certain way to you, okay? And that happens a lot here, depending on where you at and the person, I don't know, the person you come across. And I'm going to tell you, yes, I went and bought me some lottery tickets, okay? Because I'm thinking, like I've said in the past, I'm not going to sit around and watch other people win, and I'm not even doing anything. So I'm going to at least have that 1% chance, okay? 1% chance versus 0 chances. But anyway, and then if I win, I'm going to go ahead and leave the US. But guys, let me tell you, there are some rude people here in the US. So if you've never been here, you're going to come across some people that are nice and genuine. But there are people here, especially like with customer service, or just some people in general, they're just so rude. Now, I'm going to tell you 2 incidents that happened to me. One of them happened just today, okay? But I'm going to tell you one that happened to us when we came back, when we were leaving the Philippines and heading back to the U.S. So we were coming back to the U.S. and our first point of entry was in Texas, I believe. Okay, yeah. Okay, where's this car at? Trying to turn. First point of entry was in Texas. And we're already kind of like bummed down and sad because we're heading back to the U.S. and we got to jump back on this, what you want to call it, the hamster wheel, or jump back into this rat race, into the matrix, or whatever you want to call it, okay? I think I'm going to go down here so I can turn around. And, we're already bummed out because we were spoiled. We got spoiled in the Philippines. The Philippines will spoil you, okay? It will. The friendliness of all Filipino people will spoil you. The food will spoil you, okay? The atmosphere, the weather will spoil you, okay? And then you got to come back home to go back to work. But anyway, so we get into Texas and we go through customs, and then we're going to our next gate, right? Let me go back. before we left Philippines, we stopped at McDonald's in the Philippines, and my son, he loves McDonald's. I mean, who doesn't? And the kind of service you get in McDonald's in the Philippines is like the kids that work there, the young people that work there, or any person that works in the McDonald's at Philippines, they're going to respond to you, sir, ma'am, may I help you? Would you like anything else? Is there anything else you want to add to your order? Are you done with your order? You know, they're gonna ask you politely, okay? And they will definitely say ma'am and sir. And people wear hairnets. They wear a hat and they wear a hairnet over their hair because, you know, hair will come out and fall out and get in your food, okay? And they're not, you know, and, you know, they're pretty dressed up and covered up, whatever, because you're dealing with food. And it's so nice. They're so polite, and they trying their best to make sure you get your order correct. They're trying so best to make sure they're doing a great job, because it's already hard enough to try to survive in the Philippines if you don't have any money, okay? So these people that work in the department stores, the grocery stores, the fast food, McDonald's or Jollibee, any of those, the In-N-Out, they are really working, and they're focused, and they're making sure they're doing their job to the best of their ability, and to make sure they respect the customer that come in and make sure everything's right. So fast forward, we're back in here in the U.S. We're in Texas, so we're in the airport. We go through customs. Now we're waiting. We going to our next gate. So we decide, hey, my son wants McDonald's again. That's what's in the airport. So we get over to the McDonald's, and the customer service that you receive here in the U.S. at certain McDonald's, the people are some are so rude, very rude, and some, they act like they do not want to be at work or working in the McDonald's. They have an attitude. You can see the expression on their face. Some are smiling, some are not, and they're like chewing gum and, hey, can I help you? Can I help you? Is that all? Do you want anything else? Can I add this? No, you can't add that, because the way they talk back to a customer is disappointing and is rude. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every employee that worked here. There are some that try to be respectful, but there are some people that they are so rude when they try to help a customer in the McDonald's. So when we first got back, that was one of the first treatments that we received back here in the U.S. is the rudeness and the disrespectfulness from people. Okay. And then I seen one of the girls like being really rude to a older woman that was she was, I don't want to say she wasn't American, but she was more of a Hispanic descent or something. And the lady, the young girl that was helping her was being so rude to this lady, because the lady, she was speaking English, but her English wasn't that good or that fluent. So she was being so rude to this lady, and the lady was like, well, can I have an extra piece? This, and she was like, can I have an extra piece of, I think it was, no, this one was at the Popeye's Chicken, because this is another incident. Okay, this was at the Popeye's Chicken, this lady, and she said, can I have an extra piece of chicken with that meal? And the girl said, no, you cannot have that. No, you can't have it like that. You have to only get 2. Like, she was being so rude to this lady. The whole time she was being rude. And then, so she completed her order, and then she had to go sit down, and she pulled a receipt and gave her a receipt. She said, okay, you can have a seat, and I'll call you when your food is ready. I was like, wow. Now here's my turn. I'm about to order food, and I'm like, I got to deal with this lady. And I just try to be nice. I said hi, I try to be really nice to her. And then she kind of gave me that respect back. Okay, but she was being rude to that lady. So in the airport, the lady was very rude, and it was disappointing. Like, I noticed it just right off the bat. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're back here in the U.S. too. These rude people. There's some rude people here, and not all people, not all. Okay. But there are some people that are very rude and don't respect their jobs or older people, okay? Now, this leads me to the other incident that happened today. So, here's a guy. I'm coming out the door, and a guy walks up. He looks like a truck driver or something. So, I'm like, okay. So, I was kind of brought up, like, if a person's really close to you and they're heading your direction or they're going into something, and I open the door, and I'm opening the door, I'm coming out, I generally hold the door for that person. If they're behind me, like maybe 3 or 4 feet, 5 feet, maybe sometimes even 6 feet, I'm going to hold the door open until you get there so the door doesn't slam in your face, okay? So, but this incident, I was going out the door, and I seen a guy there. He looked like a truck driver. So I opened the door, and then I stood to the side, and I held the door with this hand because I walked past the door. Then I held the door open like this. And then the guy was like right here in front of me. And I held the door, and the guy, this is exactly what the guy did. He looked at me. And then he looked down like this. And he didn't say a word. He stood in the doorway and did not move. And I'm holding, like, here we go. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Like 6 seconds that went past, and I'm holding the door. And I said, you can go in. And then he said, I got it. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? Right? So he said he got it. So, okay, so I'm holding the door for you. So I let go. And the guy stood there. He let the door close. Then after the door closed and I kind of walked away, he grabbed the door himself and went in. I'm like, wow. Like, what was that about? What was that about? I mean, I can probably guess, but this is some of the things you will have to deal with when you come to the U.S. Things like this, okay? Now, I'm not trying to scare you and say every part of the U.S. is like that, because there's some areas that are nice. There's some people. There's a lot of great, nice people out here, but you have those few that you will come across the disrespectness of people in here, okay? Versus in the Philippines, okay? You really don't have, I don't see people disrespecting other people in the Philippines. Like, I just don't see it. I haven't seen it, okay? I mean, besides all the chismes that go on, but then sometimes this chisme that's go on about other people, they still hang out and go together and enjoy themselves, because that's just the way it is. But yeah, that kind of like, I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, why did this guy not let me hold the door for him, and I was going to let him in, and then he said he got it, so I let go of the door and it closed, and then he tries to open and go back in. He did not touch the door. He did not walk through the door when I held it for him. But it is what it is, okay? But yes, guys, that's it for today's story. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, did I say, welcome back to my Filipino people? I forgot to say that at the beginning of my story. But thank you guys. Salamat, mahal kita to all my Filipino people. And I'll see you guys in June. Peace.